mostly dodged a bullet yesterday. We had one storm that we had to pay attention to, but it definitely didn't live up to the concerns we had, which some people say, hey, it didn't live up to the hype. I say we didn't live up to the concerns and the fears that we had that we could have a lot of severe weather across the area. Nothing out there now. It's quiet, and that's the way we like it across our area, especially in the spring, which is for the most part severe weather season. But it's going to feel a little bit more like the summer temperatures, 89, 90 degrees across our area for the highs. And then lows tonight, we're staying kind of warm, pretty mild at least, 67, 68 degrees across our area. So it's unseasonably warm, but don't worry, we'll be unseasonably cool before too terribly long. Let's talk about last night. Why in the world did we have such a big concern? We had the tornado watch, we had the messaging about the tornado risk throughout the day yesterday. Trust me, my blood pressure was up getting through my son's birthday party and then getting back to the studio to cover these storms. We had the warm front that was moving northward, and then we had the dry line out to the west. We had plenty of opportunity for all this severe weather to happen. We had the storms that moved up from the south, and then of course we had just one of these from the west that kind of clipped our area. So here you can see this convection from the south. None of that really became severe, and here comes that supercell that just barely clipped western portions of Hill County and did prompt a tornado warning there. Fortunately, though, as far as we know, it did not produce a tornado. So really the lesson was that, let me go back and just show that one more time, if we can. Let me see, there we go. And we just had these three storms. It was not a guarantee that we were going to see a straight line of storms. We just had the few, and the few that did pop up were severe. We had the storms to the north that had some off and on rotation, the storm down in the Killeen area, which I believe did produce at least one or two tornadoes, and then the storm that just barely grazed Hill County that didn't produce a tornado as far as we know, but did have substantial circulation for quite some time. So the fear, or rather the concern that we had, was that we could see some tornadoes out of this, and we did get close, but we were just fortunate. So it's not that it didn't live up to the hype. We just made it out better than we thought we might have. When you look at the rainfall, you can definitely tell it was an isolated situation. First, you see this here. This was those storms that moved up from the south, and then here came that supercell thunderstorm that just barely clipped western portions of Hill County. You can see that Waxahachie just getting about 1/10 of an inch. Cleburne, 1/15 of an inch. Corsicana, about half an inch there, and then Hillsboro, about 12 hundredths of an inch, but you get down to the Whitney area, they got a little more. So it just kind of, again, like I've said before, you had to be in the right spot to get a decent rain yesterday. Dew points today, I want to point out that we're still fairly humid in our area. That dry line, though, you can see how stark the difference is. That dry line is still out to the west, and that will be a place to watch later today. We had this disturbance that will be moving to the east rather, from the west, and as that does so, it will interact with the dry line and the moisture in our area, but here's the catch. We have a strong cap across our area, so as that cap is in place, that will limit any kind of development, but as we get through the evening hours, we could see the cap weaken in maybe one or two spots and get one or two storms. Not really looking like a big situation, a big severe weather situation. One or two storms, but the ones that do develop could become severe, and I'll keep an eye on that for you. We could see nothing, or we could be the unlucky ones that get the storm to move through our area. Time will tell. We have this cold front to the north. We'll be watching that thing sag south and bring us some unseasonably cool temperatures for the mid to latter part of this week. And as we go forward, I want to talk about a couple of things that are going to be coming. Yes, today we do have that marginal risk, largely that conditional risk, that just depends on if we can get a few storms to pop through that cap. Tomorrow, with that cold front coming in, ahead of that cold front really, there's an opportunity for some severe weather possible, mostly to the east. You can see that eastern parts of Ellis and Navarro counties are included in that marginal risk. Further to the east, you have the slight and the enhanced risks there. But for the most part right now, it doesn't look like we will see much tomorrow night from that storm. And then, like I said, after that, we cool down. So today, 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms later today. Again, it's all conditional. It's kind of a 50-50 thing almost. We could see nothing, or we could see a storm that pops up somewhere. Could be in our area, could not be. Time will tell. Tomorrow night looks like mostly to the east, but I do have a 20% chance of storms in our area. Again, those that pop up could be severe, but mostly to the east. Today, 90, tomorrow, 85, and then we drop right down into the 60s, upper 60s Wednesday with breezy north winds. Thursday, 65 degrees, a few showers possible later in the day. 61 on Friday as we get more rain into the area. Saturday, 68. Looks like the rain's probably in the early part of the day. Sunday, we start warming back up. We get into the mid 70s and south winds return. So just keep in mind later today, this evening mostly, we could have a storm or two pop up across North Texas. That's a large area, so we may get one, we may not. Stay tuned for that. Tomorrow night, a few storms are possible in our area, mostly to the northeast, and then we cool down nicely with rain possible for the end of the week. Stay tuned for more updates throughout the day and this evening on whether or not we could see a severe thunderstorm or two in our area.